Is everything clear now? Okay, we're good.
I do hear some music. I wonder where it's coming from.
Now I have my own music, but
Oh yeah, I can hear your music. That's what it is.
okay. All right. Perfect. So if you would like, go ahead and introduce yourself to those who may not know you. And thank you to all the members that are coming in.
Okay. I am Bro Sanchez, and I am a syncretist, and I teach my teachings using sacred geometry, etymology, and what I specialize in is ancient cosmology. That's just to be brief here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let me just ask you one quick question here,
Sure.
please. Will you have your music going throughout the show?
I can absolutely cut it down. Hold on for one moment so everyone can hear you, because this is an important topic, and honestly, this will not be enough time, but this is just a brief. So is this much better?
Oh yeah, that's much better. I can hear you a lot better.
Perfect.
So I wanted to know, was there any particular questions, or did you have like a format that you want to interview me in specific with questions, or how did you want to go about it?
Yes. Can you explain from your perspective, and I already put my disclaimer out, the views and opinions are that of those of The Wise TV and my special guest. What is the flat earth debate? Now, I've seen quite a few of your videos, and then I've seen commentary of others who agree, and then some deem it as a conspiracy theory. So how would you attack that?
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you think that the people in power have been 100% honest with us about everything?
No. And I have my personal reasons why, but no.
Okay.
And I would like to add, I believe that many people aren't honest with one another.
True.
So if we take out the equation of power, I would still say no.
Yeah. So I mean, but I want to deal with the powers though, because that's what the flat earth deal with. The flat earth community wasn't about arguing with other people. It was a group of people that saw scam and deception coming from a government agency called NASA. So unlike the Christians who go at the Muslims and all this stuff and vice versa, flat earthers went after a government agency. And when that happened, everybody who believes in that government agency came after us. So the thing about the flat earth movement is not a conspiracy group. It's not all of these names you hear. It's actually a group of people who've awakened to a higher truth. And if you would like, if you want me to screen share and start sharing with you some of the information and stuff like that, we can do that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Welcome to all of my members coming in. And I'll make sure that I recognize you all, but I want to make sure that I'm paying big attention to this. And thank you all for joining, and for those who catch the replay.
I'm sharing my screen now. It's just a blank, empty tab.
Okay.
And you let me know when you get me up. Thank you, sister.
You're welcome. And here we are.
Okay, so what I'm showing here is a NASA document. This is from NASA's website.
Okay, perfect.
This aircraft that they're designing here, and this is one of several documents where the abstract of the model that they're describing, they're saying it's designed to fly over a flat earth. I'm gonna read it from you now. This report documents the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. All right.
Okay.
And so you can actually get this document from their website.
All right.
So that's just, point one. I'll just walk them down bit by bit.
Okay.
They say the moon is 230 some thousand miles away. Well, why are there clouds in front of the moon and behind it? You can answer that one from me.
I absolutely cannot.
Things like this, right? And when they go to adding up, you say, hold on, some ain't right. Watch this. The sun's supposed to be 93 million miles away. Same thing. Why are there clouds behind it and in front of it? You can't give me that one? Okay. It ain't really the answers. It's the questions that make me say, listen, if nobody would have never told me I live on a globe that's spinning, I would automatically know I'm on a flat earth that's not moving just based on my senses. I don't feel the earth moving right now. Do you, sister?
Not at this moment, sir. No, I do not.
All right. So, and we don't see a curve when we walk outside. Do you see a curve when you walk outside?
I personally do not.
So everything we should see to prove what we live on being a globe, we don't see it. And my question is, how do you begin to do science if you can't even detect some with your senses? That's like me saying I did the scientific method to prove this spirit in my room. Well, how do I even begin to study or research something that I can't even detect?
Now, let me ask you a quick question, because I, like many people, are believers. But I've had people, when I've discussed my beliefs, they will, I don't want to say debate, but give me their perspective as far as a scientific optic. What would you say to that?
People who are scientific, they always going to try to find a scientific explanation behind everything. And truth be told, it's just not a scientific explanation behind everything. And the truth is that when science starts trying to study creation on a microscopic level, nothing makes sense to them. So we don't even the very small unseen realm that accounts for 99% of all matter in the universe. Science don't even study that. Science tells us that our known universe is only 1% physical matter, and the other 9% is dark matter. And so that means when you only have a science that's based on physics, you only studying that 1%, and you barely struggling to figure that out, because the 99%, which is the spiritual realm, the unseen realm, that's really where all the answers at. When you study in that 1% of the seen world, you're not even, you on the surface with it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
our science, a person that's trying to give you a scientific explanation, for example, a religious phenomena.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they might say, well, let there be light means the Big Bang theory.
Right.
That's one way of doing that. And so then that means that the scientist is saying we can prove with science that God is real, and that he's the King James version of God, and that the Christian religion is the correct one.
Okay.
Because
I'm not
science,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, because science won't attempt to prove how true the Dhamma or the Quran is. Every region scientist will say, my religion is right. Here go the science for this Quran. Here go the science for Buddha. And over here, we'll say, here go the science for the Bible a lot of time. But I'll yield right there.
Okay. Yes, because that's a whole nother,
True.
well, I was to say rabbit hole down the line. So you've had some good debates with people, and I want it to be diverse, of course. So how long have you been studying this and been an advocate for this flat earther, or the tag flat earther?
I can actually go on my channel and see, but I think it's been a little over 5 years, maybe
Wow.
6 years or something like that.
Now, because it's just been 5 years, this is just my personal question to you. Would others who debate you or have an issue say, well, you haven't been doing this long enough? Or do you feel as though, or would your answer be that you have enough knowledge and you've studied enough to say you're on the expert level, or you know what you're talking about, and you have documentation and your own studies to prove that?
Yes, all of that. And then I also want to say we gotta quit equating time to greatness. We
Please
gotta
repeat
quit.
that.
We gotta quit. Yeah, we gotta quit equating. Everything don't take a whole bunch of time to be great. When Jordan came in the league, he was great. He was a young dude dominating all the old heads. I'm just saying, you know, I understand that time brings wisdom, but some people have a gift at research, and that's proven, right? Like I can hand somebody a rifle and it'll be their first time and they'll be hitting the target. And it's been people been practicing for years who's still struggling to get it on target. So my thing is this right here. Instead of questioning how much time a person got, you should question how much truth they got, how much facts they got, how much evidence they got. Because sometimes, my sister, these young children be telling the adults the right thing, but because these adults say I got more time than you on earth, it go out the door. These young kids be right sometime. Most of the time too.
I was about to say that.
You know, you know. So, but as far as the facts and evidence go, you know, I'm gonna just show this little clip here. I had it paused. Here go pilots flying above the sun. It don't take me a lot of time to realize, my sister, that if the sun was 93 million miles away, I shouldn't be able to look down at it. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm just amazed because I'm going to kill myself for saying this, but my first government job was at NASA. And I don't live that far from NASA Goddard, which is in Greenbelt. Small world, huh?
Yeah, it is.
And you see how people, I believe in 6 degrees. I honestly do. I think we are all connected in some way or form. You would have not known that until I just told you.
True. What, let me mind if I ask you what you do for NASA?
Oh, that was my first job. That was my first job, and it was, oh my God. I think I was a GS2 or 3. I had to take the civil service test before I got out of high school. And my mom always said, make sure you get that good government job. I'm old school. So that was my first job, but I was in the admin area. So I didn't see a lot of the inside workings.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you some of the things that gets me with NASA. A lot of people don't realize. Are you familiar with Photoshop?
Absolutely.
Do you know who invented Photoshop?
No.
NASA.
And is that the only program?
NASA invented what we call Photoshop, the ability to manipulate and edit photos. That's crazy, right? Because if you look at this right here, sister, look at those 2 rocks. That's good copy and paste work. This is NASA giving us the moon surface, and that's very lazy work right there, you know.
That's an awesome capture right there. Writer Prophet says, time is a fool that's put in place to speed up the process. Time doesn't dictate greatness. Either is it on you or not. Either it's on you or not. Thank you, Writer.
I like that, man.
Okay, I'll
Salutes to
put
that.
that back up and I'll star it. If you want to expound on that, sir.
Oh no, they summed up everything I said to the T about time and greatness. I like that. Salutes to them.
Yes, that's Writer Prophet. He's a member and always has good gems to drop as well. All right, sir, I'm sorry. So you said this is a perfect example, I'm sorry, of the Photoshop that was created by NASA, which is the National Area, what is it? National
National Aeronautics and Space
Space
Association
Administration. It's been a long
Administration.
time.
Yeah, I feel you. But you can just say never a straight answer. That's another nickname for NASA too. But like this one right here is another one. Copy and paste work. And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, sister. When you're a young boy and you all you know is the globe earth and you grew up believing NASA and all that, it's no different than a person growing up in church. You grew up with an institution that gave you a set of beliefs that you never questioned since you was a child. And the
Right,
moment you
because
start, right,
right,
and
I
the
grew
moment,
up Catholic, and my mom made us do our rosaries every night.
man, you didn't question it, it just became learned
No,
behavior.
not in that house. Now, when I grew up and left, yeah, I had a lot of questions. I still have a lot of questions, but that's how I grew up. I'm no longer Catholic, of course, but yes.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things, you know, that about now. I can go on and on and on with the copy and paste work as we can see here.
Now, those that may question that and say, Bro Sanchez is off, or this is quote unquote misinformation,
Mhm.
how would you debunk or answer that type of question
Okay.
or
So
comment that may be
the
hurled at you? Because I've seen quite a few, and
yeah,
you stood tall and strong on your word.
when I first came into this, people like that, I felt like I had to keep going tit for tat with them. The version of me now, I just ignore them type. Because if think about it, if somebody say, Brother Sanchez, you giving misinformation. No, I'm just observing that these two rocks are exactly the same, and that's scientifically impossible. So the globalists say they using science, which is based on observation, but they prove, sister, that they're really using belief, and they just believe everything that was told to them. And I'm the one doing the observation, because look what I'm saying. I'm saying, listen, brothers and sisters, if this is the moon surface that we're looking at, how are there two rocks exactly identical? Could this be copy and paste work? Now we got the one of the first steps to the scientific method. We got it going. Nobody want to start the scientific methodology with me. They just want to say, man, the scientists already figured it out. That make them a believer, not a scientist. If you believe a person that says that they're a scientist, it don't make you a scientist. It make you a believer. And you better hope that that scientist is right. What I'm doing, practicing the scientific method, right? It makes me every bit of a scientist. People think you need a degree to be a scientist, when the person that got the degree who's a scientist spraying you with chemtrails, putting pauses in your water, telling men that they can be born a woman. Yeah, that's science. And people think that I don't got the right to disagree with science. And my thing is, everything science teach us ain't wrong, but the overall agenda of science is very evil and hideous, because it's to control us and to control nature, not to understand nature. And so that's why the world's so messed up. Just, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to just keep blabbering on, because I know you probably got questions and all that. So
I do. That is awesome information. I definitely have to study more because in the future, I would like to host some debates, and I know that's something that you do, but I need to learn more about that if that's something you would be interested in moving forward. Not anytime soon, because I've got to learn more, but have a diverse group speaking about this. Next, the straw man. Now, Papa Duck has been on here, and he's almost on the same line as you. Can you explain to others what the straw man is?
what the straw man is, sorry
Mm-hmm.
about that.
No
Let me
problem.
yeah,
And
so
welcome to everyone that's coming in.
To my understanding, you speaking of the straw man argument, right?
Correct.
I'm just making sure, yeah. So it's like that's just a basically a straw man is a man that ain't got no integrity and he ain't got no substance. A straw man argument is an argument that's intentionally misrepresented, or a proposition that is set up because it's easier to defeat than an opponent's real argument.
Can you give an example? A real
Okay,
time example of
right,
what's
right.
going on right now?
You want me to give you an example of a straw man argument?
Mm-hmm.
A good example of a straw man argument would be if I tell a person, hey man, how come these two rocks are identical? Is NASA lying to us? Is this copy and paste? And if they don't want to answer that because they know I'm on to some, they'll say, man, where your degree at? What did you go
Right.
to? Is you a scientist? And that's a straw man argument because now we debate my credentials versus my observation. I didn't say I was nothing but a person making an observation. And they got to come get on defense with a straw man. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's just one of those straw man arguments they make.
Okay.
You know, the other argument they will make, if I say, okay, I'll give you another example. Hey, globalists, if you can go to my screen share one more time. If I
Okay.
tell them, why is this sun beneath the clouds? You know, they'll make a straw man because they can't answer that and they know it goes against their model. And the straw man may sound a little something like this. What's another one they use? Another one they'll use is, where your sources for that?
Right.
Wait, and it's like, you don't need a source to do the scientific method. The scientific method is what you use to test the sources. In this case, if NASA is your source and your source is saying the sun is 93 million miles away, my observation is saying that your source is BS. And your source do not trump my methodology and observation. Because it's all about the scientific method, not just the not the scientific consensus and the scientific beliefs, you know.
Which brings me to, and I'll go on to the last topic, and then I'll open this up for any quick questions anyone may have. Symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on that and how it's playing a role in what we're seeing today with our entertainers, celebrities, and mankind.
Symbolism is the first language of nature, and it's the language of the spirit. The spirit don't really talk English and what German and all these languages. The spirit uses symbolism. Just so one way to look at this is, nature speak to us without talking. She used symbolism. If you're in the jungle and you see a spider with a bright red dot on it, what you gonna think, sister?
That it's poisonous.
Nobody even probably had to teach you that neither. If you was in, you probably see what I'm saying. Symbolism. Stop, red. So my thing is, a baby come out the womb. Nobody got to teach it where the nipple at. Nobody got to teach, you know, that's symbolism. So everything on a spiritual level is woven together via symbolism, which is the foundational form of communication of all sentient beings before you open your mouth and say anything. And even when we got language barriers, symbols help us overcome them. For example, and this is going to be funny, when I was in Korea, the guys do this to the girls. And they knew what that meant, even if it was a language barrier. Yeah, I'm just throwing little jokes out there, but just to show you. Symbolism, guys, symbolism.
I think that's universal.
You know.
That, what you just did.
Yeah. Symbolism is universal, right? If
Like
I go
music.
anywhere, if I be like, hey, That mean, man, I'm thirsty, man. You know what I'm saying? But these are just, you know, that's just in a nutshell, you know what I'm saying? But this can go very deep because corporations use symbolism to you know, trick the subconscious and on an economic level in the market. Certain colors make you buy. Certain numbers make you buy. The number 9 make you buy. So everything gonna be such and such 99.99. They tell you, well, we don't want to go to that next dollar. It make the price look shorter. This symbolism. Certain logos and brands stand out more than others. A person will spend $300 extra on that same pair of shoes because of a symbol, because the symbol on it. The brand.
Symbolism, can that be correlated with brainwashing as well, or no?
Oh yeah, this is the foundation of hypnotizing. That's why if you don't understand symbol, that's why I got into symbolism. You know what I'm saying? And you start to realize it wasn't meant to brainwash people for bad, to make them consumers and take advantage of them. It was meant to make us understand our reality better. The symbol make things simple. You know what I'm saying?
I have some questions. Writer, Prophet, that's the one who left one earlier. Yes, you may ask a question, and brief, of course, but you can put them in the chat. And if anyone has any questions for Bro Sanchez, please make sure that they're brief and that you are respectful. His links to follow him are in the chat, as well as supporting him at his Cash App. So please keep that in mind to everyone. And I'll wait to see if anyone has any questions or would like to come up. So you mentioned earlier that brainwashing and symbolism. So how would one know that if they're not aware or cognizant?
If they won't know it, and then what we like to say, what you don't know won't hurt you, but that's a big lie. What you don't know will ruin you. You know,
and
so
others.
yeah,
If you're feeding that to them and they don't know.
Yeah, so you know, that's where we at. Like, we don't understand how important this symbolism is. You know, it wouldn't be no world religions without symbols. It wouldn't be no language, no alphabets without symbols. The symbols exist before sound. So the visual realm exists before the audible realm. But we say sonoluminescence, that's sound and light. That's the foundation of creation, sound and light. So people may say, which one, you know, is I say that the light is more powerful than the sound.
And why is that?
That's because even if I can't make a sound, the light can talk to me and I can hear it. So for example, right, a person can might not be able to hear the sound, but if you show them what the sound is representing, then you know what I'm saying. So I believe that if our ancestors were communicating telepathically, that means I just basically snap a thought from my mind to your mind. You in my we almost like a hive mind, teleconnect. There would be no need for sound if that's true. If we wanted to flirt with that theory, right?
That's interesting. So you believe that the ancestors believed in, or they used telepathy to communicate?
I think that is not off the table, because I think that what we call a human being had way more capabilities and things we would probably call superpowers in antiquity, and that we lost them over time due to terraforming. And that's another thing about modern science. It ain't about understanding nature and our role in it so we can be one with nature. It's about terraforming nature, trying to transform and transhumanism, transforming our true nature into something more technological. And that's
right. And member QWAville, thank you, made an awesome point as well. She says you can feel sound as well.
Mm-hmm. It's vibration, most definitely.
And we also know about low and high vibrations as well. So I'm not sure if Ryder's going to type his comment in or come up, but if not, I'm going to go on a little bit about the dark side of symbolism.
Okay.
And what we see today. You did a stream about hip hop culture, and I just want to go into that a little bit and how important or how that has taken a major role in what we've seen and what we continue to see as far as symbols.
Yeah. So one thing about the hip hop realm that I understand now, due to my research, is that it's levels to it. And not all of these guys, you can't join the music industry without handing your soul over to a certain degree. And it's degrees to how deep you want to get into it. But by default, you already dancing with the devil once you enter the music industry. And we see that a lot of these artists that move high up in the ranks, they start showing us symbols that they never showed us when they was in the ghetto trying to get a record deal. So why, when everybody get to a certain level, they want to do all these crazy symbols and stances and gestures that they friends will tell you, man, when we grew up, I never saw him throw that up. He started throwing up that sits when he got in the game. What's the secret? Why?
Now, you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier there, hey there, Supernova, how are you? And welcome. Now, you mentioned something very poignant. Yeah, this is not a debate, but let's just say I said to you, well, what you just said as far as getting into the entertainment system, that's a myth. You don't have to sell your soul, even though we've heard many people speak on that. How would you come back and answer me? I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying, what if I did?
I tell them, listen, you can get in the music industry without selling your soul. Be an independent artist and do it yourself. Do it yourself. We got the internet today. You ain't got to sign no contract with these demonic entities and agencies, because it's just a matter of time before they gonna want to put the dress on you. And it's just the thing about what I know, because I made a beat for 2 Chainz, by the way. I'm a music producer. I made a beat for the rapper 2 Chainz. I played it several times, met the man, all that. So I was trying to pursue my dreams in the music industry. And what I know is you got to rub a lot of shoulders with some real tough people, let's just say. Like, the music industry ain't what we think. Is really ran on some mafia stuff. The gangs run it, man. It's almost to the point now where if you ain't part of a set, it's going to be harder for you to get on, because the gangs have infiltrated the labels and got a direct bridge to them in most cases.
Okay. Ryder says, and hopefully you can see it on the screen. My question to you is, wait a minute. Can you see that? Because I have something blocking that.
Yeah, I got you. My question is, do you believe that Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon, or that was just a government ploy by the United States to get one up on Russia has in advanced technology? Yeah, I don't believe. I don't believe a man ever walked on the moon. I just know for a fact that the moon ain't even a solid object, right? So the thing is this right here. Neil Armstrong never walked on the moon, and there's no proof that he did. And this is why I say science is a religion, because no one can give me the scientific method, my sister, to prove that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. They can't prove to me Jesus walked on water. They in the same boat to me. A person that believed Jesus walked on water, a person that believed Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, they both got the same amount of data to prove them. literature and visuals, but not scientific methodology and evidence.
Now, what about those who believe because they just believe it in their heart, and some of the things that they've experienced that they know that it was impossible for man to do? It had to be a higher power. And this is just coming from me and my beliefs, which I don't shove on anyone.
Mm-hmm. To those who believe wholeheartedly that there is a higher power.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm one of those people, and I'm so gun ho with it. I don't believe there's a higher power. I know there is at this point.
Okay.
And I'm sure you resonate with that too. But
trust me, I do.
Now here's the part that a lot of people gonna say, well, you lost me on that one, Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'm that higher power.
Would you like to?
Yeah. So
Elaborate?
I believe that the most high and the most low is basically us saying our greater version or our worser version. So a person may be doing bad stuff and they'll say, well, I know there's a lower power that's making me do satanic things. Person may do good things and say, well, that's proof of a higher power right there. That ain't me. That's the Lord working through me. If it was up to me, I'm a filthy sinner. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I believe humans are both an angel and a demon, depending on what day you catch them on. There'll be a demon one day, angel next week, depending on how they're feeling. So I don't really think that the forces of good and evil are operating outside of me. I think all that is something I got to work on personally. And I need to, if I want to strive to be God-like, then I need to be in tune with the Most High within myself and rise above my own lower nature and lower desires.
Okay, there's another comment from QWA Bill. Are you able to see that?
And woman never came out of a man's rib. Ain't that the truth? That is facts right there, yo. I mean, that's another one of those religious things that require a lot of belief. And as a woman, I think that you should find that disrespectful for real, you know. But hey, people say you got a God that's saying you're gonna be born again through me. He said, I suffered that you may live, and you were covered in my blood, right? For life. All of that is your mama. When you were born, your mama suffered in pain that you may live, and you came out the womb covered in her blood. If you're born again after this life, it's gonna be through another mother. There will never be an earth where men are giving birth. But in the Bible, you're born again through guys.
And baptism. And rededicating your life. Because that's what I did. Again, these are my beliefs, and I'm still studying. And trust me, I've had many questions, and some of the reverends have not answered. So I guess that was a way of saying, go away, Doe. Go away. We don't want to answer you. So again, my belief is in a higher power because of my personal experiences, but I do have a lot of questions from the books that are written. And there's another question up by Supernova's Opinion. Can you see that, sir? Thank you, Super.
I don't believe the moon landing either. I got footage of the Dogon tribe laughing when they were asked if you can land on a moon. They was like, no, you can't land on the moon. But that, and the Dogon tribe, they're very, wise when it comes to the stars and all that stuff. So
Okay.
I got that on.
And that's on your page?
Yeah, that's on my page.
Okay. I'll have to go back on there and look at that. And people are speaking right now. Perfect.
Yeah, when we talk about the moon, though, just real quick about landing on the moon, I'm gonna screen share one more time here.
Okay. And one quick comment before you share. Writer says, religion is confusing to me. Example, God created man and the universe. Everything has a beginning, but Who created the Most High? What proof do we have besides in writing that was written by man? And again, my comment was, it's just in my heart. And others may think I'm loony for feeling that way, but that's my thought on that. You
We've
can
been there.
respond, and I'm going to add that.
Yeah, I've been, I'm from the Bible Belt. So I'm
Oh.
constantly politicking with my Christian brothers and sisters. I got so many of them sub to me. I can't go as hard as I want on the Bible because of it,
Yes.
Yeah, man. This. Okay. We screen share. There we go.
Yes, sir.
So, this is a picture of the moon at night. And what I want people to peep is you can see the black sky through the moon. And at daytime, you can see the blue sky through the moon. And that show us that the moon is holographic. It ain't solid. It's a translucent object. If we able to look clean through it the way we're doing here. And we got images of stars seen through the moon. I can play a video clip right now of a guy showing stars that you can see clean through the moon. And that's what I think the Nation of Islam symbol is showing us, but that's a reach though.
Now, quick question. How would you, in your theory, explain the solar and lunar eclipse?
Rahu and Ketu. Matter of fact, let's take a look at one of them, one of my favorite eclipses.
Oh, that was a pretty good question.
Yeah, I'm going to answer you right now.
Thank you, sir. Hi there, Sikkim.
I'm going to show you something so we can examine this. This is called a blood moon eclipse. It's one of my favorite kind of eclipses. I won't describe, so how I would describe eclipses is that we're looking at translucent objects intersect with each other. Let me pull one of them up though. Okay, we'll use this. So let's take the MasterCard symbol. I'm gonna explain. It's very simple. This symbol is showing us something very profound. You got a red object, you got a yellow object. When they eclipse each other, they make an orange in the middle. Now look,
and those are the same colors as the logo on a MasterCard. I'm not sure if that correlates with anything, but just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, I just looked at that. You're right.
I'm very observant. Sorry about that, but it just hit me. Sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy though. But but how I'm looking at this is like the moon is a two-dimensional gateway. Let me see if I can show you an example of something. So when we're looking at the moon, sister, we're looking inside of a whole nother realm, in my opinion. It's a holographic Stargate. Is like, it's not in our dimension. Like our physical dimension is solid, liquid, gas, but there's another state of matter called light, which is a plasma, and plasma is a hybrid. That means that it's part physical and part spiritual. Light has no physical properties, but it exists in the physical dimension. And when we understand why I'm saying that the moon is holographic light, this the same light that the realm of our mind is on. When we put it this way, when you dream, you go to an entire another world with grass, with a sky, with a sun and moon there too. And what I'm saying is all of these objects we see in the sky are like gateways in and out of what the ancestors call neters. Let me show you something. Here's the Nordic depiction of our universe. Here's what they said the sun and moon is. They basically got these 7 wandering stars up there as stargates. So we call them stars. Let me show you. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what that is, my sister? It's the 7 planets in the TRAPPIST system. Here they go right here. But what they showing us here is cartoons, though. What these 7 things is right here. Let me show you something. Just let me cook a minute right here. These are the 7 chakras. They tell us it's 7 planets up there. The Nordic said it's 7 stargates up there, and that these 7 stargates are calibrated to our chakra system. This is why they call it a solar system. It's dealing with the soul. And when we say that those are stars up there, we missing a word. They are stargates. See, we call them stars in our time, but the ancestors said that what we see in the sky are basically these right here, stargates. They are portals in and out of the netters. The Egyptians talk about netters, right? Everybody talk about the ethers. They got a bunch of names for these. The Hebrew call them the heavens. But how do we astral travel? How do we project ourselves to the dream world? We go within the self, and these chakra vortexes are gateways, and on the other end of that gateway is a star in the sky and a whole nother alternate reality. So the ancestors were saying we live in a multiverse full of alternate realities, and this reality is just one of them. And when we dream, our consciousness leaves this world and go to whole other universes where we're carrying out an existence in those worlds. When you're in a dream, nobody can walk up to you in that dream and say, hey, man, you dream and wake up. You'll say, man, you done lost your mind. What you mean I'm dreaming? You know what I'm saying? That dream, you got a whole nother history there, a whole nother childhood. And if I walk up to you in that dream, my sister, and I ask you about your life in this world, you'll say, who are you talking about, man? You got a whole nother reality going on in that dream. And when you wake up here, you unplug from that reality and you continue this reality. And you see what's saying? But that reality is still going. It's an alternate reality. You're just not conscious of that version of you. What the ancestors was doing, they was figuring out ways where they can be what's called multidimensional and exist in all of these netters. And that'll be a person that's creating technology to help them get their consciousness out their body to travel and explore the netters or the dream state via meditation and stuff like that. I'm very passionate about this topic, so I got to stop myself right there if you don't want me to just keep going.
No, you can stop there. There was just one more comment, and that will be it for today. Hold on.
So just in one more thing about the eclipses, I'm saying when we looking at the moon, we're looking out of our dimension into a portal of a whole nother existence. And just like us looking into this manhole, we'll see light coming from out of this manhole, and we can see the manhole covering sliding on and off like the MasterCard symbol show us, like this is showing us. So I'm looking at like a gradient shifting, but I'll stop right there. I know you want to read the.
Yes. No, it was just a comment. I was going to put the link back in, but your links are in the title, writer. And All Heart says, so now the moon is an illusion. So,
okay,
and that'll be the last one for today.
All right. I don't recall saying the word illusion none this stream. Did you hear it out of my mouth, sister?
I didn't hear it. But
yeah,
like I said in the early beginning, I'm sure you have had your back and forth or having to clarify things that you've mentioned.
So, yeah, my thing is I didn't say the moon is an illusion. An illusion means that it's fake. No, it's real. It's just not physical. Something can be non-physical and still be real and still not be an illusion. And that kind of thinking is what science done to us. That if something ain't tangible, touchable, seeable, it's an illusion. And that ain't true. There are light itself. You can't touch it. Now, there are light spectrums that you can't see because they outside of your light our 2020 vision, ultraviolet light. And ultraviolet light is shining all around you right now. It's brighter than the light that you can see. But why can't you see this light if it's brighter than this light? It's out of your spectrum. It falls into invisibility. That doesn't mean it's an illusion, right? It's just non-visible and non-physical.
Hopefully that answered or gave some clarity earlier. And again, this is new to me as well, and I'm still learning. And you have a wealth of information on all of your pages and some good debate. So I am definitely going to do some more studying. And the last question I had was for myself or anyone else who wants to study this more. What sources or resources would you suggest they go if they would like to look at some of your streams and then compare? Because that is what I like to do.
Where should they go to back up to see if what I'm saying is true or not?
Not if it's true, but to add or if they have further questions.
Okay. So where you want to go, right? It's called OUTSIDE.
Let me type that in.
OUTSIDE. Outside. Yeah, just go outside, man.
You got me.
We look, watch this. I'm just fucking, I had to get you because but my thing is people be like, where do I go? I'm not
I just got on my own platform. But that's good. That's good. Keep me on my toes.
Yeah, they need to go outside. We don't really learn by going outside. We look into the internet, books, scientific theories, and all this stuff, and we don't really go outside. What really made me say, yeah, the earth is really flat is when I started we go outside every day, but we don't really examine the world. Like when I'm driving in my car, I'm looking at, I'm always observing people gonna learn even when they ain't trying to learn something. But my thing is, sometime when you in your car, you may bend certain corners and you may say, you may get these breathtaking views. Like I'm in Las Vegas. You can get these views where you ride up a hill and you can see the entire valley from this shot. And we take pictures and stuff, and it's like, whoa, we can see the whole city right here. And there's no way you can do that on a globe. So sometimes just observing outside, like being in nature, is how our ancestors cracked the code of the universe. Humans today who got computers, classrooms, universities, we destroying the world. The people that we said was primitive, that didn't have all the degrees and they had a bone in their nose and all that, they still outliving us though. That man in that jungle gonna live to be 120 years old.
And they look good.
You see what I'm saying?
They look good.
And that's how we was. Ain't none of them obese and none of that. They all lean and stuff. The problems that we got are problems that exist in technological societies, and they exist as a byproduct of the technology we enjoy. So we can't have our cake and eat it too. And I'm gonna end on this one. When a person in a big city want to go on vacation, guess what they do? They go to the jungle, to the island, away from all them horns honking and totem poles and all that radiation. So what that tells us, we really know that we're natural beings who want to live outside of advanced technology societies. Because if you really loved all that technology, you would go on vacation to an even more technological. You would go on vacation to China somewhere and be walking around like Sub-Zero. So that let us know we try to escape technology when we get a chance.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you back the rest of your Sunday. Look for an email with me in about 15 minutes after I close this out. Thank you so much for your time and for teaching me a lot that I didn't know And I see now I am going to have to do more studying and going outside.
But just observe, more questioning, if anything, more questioning what they give us. But I appreciate you for having me, my sister. It's really been fun, and I definitely would enjoy to come back again. I'm gonna share this and share your channel with my people as well. Much love
Thank
to you.
you.
Much love, my sister.
You too. Thank you, Bro Sanchez.
Peace and love.
You as well. Well, everyone, that was Bro Sanchez. Hopefully you learned something different. And always have an open mind. His links are in the chat, also in the title. All you have to do is click on them. There is Sit Down with Sanchez podcast or Bro Sanchez TV. So let me quickly recognize everyone who came. Nini Loyal. Hopefully I'm saying everyone's name correctly. Janae, Write a Profit member. All Heart, Grit and Grind. Salima Ellis. Thank you. That's a pretty name, Janae. What a man. Thank you, what a man. Who else? Eric Deep. Thank you, Eric. And I'm just going to say detect, so I don't want to chop your name up too much. Welcome and thank you. And thank you to my Facebook family. I see you too. Miss Shirley Kirkland. Hi, Miss Shirley. QW Aville, also a member for 6 months. Thank you so much for supporting this page and me. 6 Bows. Thank you so much. The 70/30 show. First time I've seen you here. Hopefully I'll see you again. Sana. Thank you. Sick'em Dogs. Miracle Hope. Supernova's Opinion. Thank you, Super, so much. And Angie. Thank you so much. Lisa J. Stocks. Thank you. Blackfire Media, another member. Thank you, Black. Self-Care and Wellness from Jamaica. Thank you. Samuel Jones. Thank you, Samuel. Monia and Diary Show. Thank you. And Big Dog Philly. Oh, gee. Thank you. Universal Tea with Marie. Another member. Thank you. Edna's Vlog. Another member. And thank you. And right. I think a couple of more came in towards the end. And thank you to everyone for joining, and enjoy the remainder of your Sunday. Till next time, bye-bye for now.